listeners, tonight's guest is Charlie Day, and we're so happy to have him. Thank you, Charlie, for being here.
Yay.
I'm thrilled to be here.
You just flew in from Australia, so it's especially nice that you're here. You weren't even able to sleep on the plane because
I did not sleep
the
on the
child
plane.
Because
Because the child did not sleep on the plane.
Were you able to watch movies? Do you plug your child? I plugged my child in guiltily.
Oh, he watched 14, 15 hours of movies.
Yeah.
So his brain is
What did he watch?
officially melted. Not entirely even sure. I mean, he watched like Ice Age and he watched Big Hero 6. And, by the 12th hour of flight when he was like, I could not get him to sleep. I was like, I don't know. What is he watching over there? Is he watching like Saw?
What did you watch?
No. I watched The Fugitive,
Great
which
movie.
I'd never seen before.
Oh, you mean
You're kidding
like
me.
the one with Harrison Ford?
Yeah. And I'm like, why have I never seen this movie
It's
before?
pretty great, right? Does it hold up?
I loved it.
It's pretty great, right?
I mean, I was like tapping my wife like, I was like, hey, Mary Elizabeth, this Fugitive movie is pretty good.
I have to ask you, how did you miss that movie?
I don't know. I mean, what year did that come out?
Probably, I would say 94 or 93.
Yeah, I just...
You were too busy watching Titanic over and over.
yeah, I was just... I'm not Titanic.
Crazy.
That was
Titanic.
96, I think.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Fuck you,
I think
Sam.
that was later.
that was early in the podcast.
Yeah, that
early,
was. Usually
an early
she's,
fuck you.
you wait till
I
much
know,
later before
but that
you
kind
say
of
fuck
annoyed
you.
me.
You went straight for the jugular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did you watch? Sorry, because
Right.
the reason why I asked,
I gotta think about that.
and I'm curious, is because I have specific movies that I watch on airplanes, and specific movies that I don't. Like I don't watch a lot of action movies on airplanes. I'll watch a little more comedies.
I watched the Grand Budapest Hotel again.
Great.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen it already, but I
It's pretty
get
great.
more and more out of it each time.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I don't know why Ralph Fiennes wasn't nominated for... Was he? Maybe he was, but he was amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
That there is why the whole award thing is like, well, that's just crazy.
Right.
You can't be
Yeah.
like, well, that's not an award-worthy performance. It's incredible.
He's
Yeah.
incredible.
It's incredible.
But I could go on a whole big tangent about the award stuff.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
You know what? But I wouldn't if I won one.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If I had a couple Oscars over there, I'd be like, no, what are you
Be
talking
like,
about?
these are very serious, prestigious awards.
Yeah.
And they mean a lot.
But no, I don't think I'll ever really win anything. But that's okay. You know what? I've won in other ways. God damn it!
Yeah. Guess what? You can't win at acting. That's the stupidest thing in the world.
It is.
It is the dumbest thing in the world. Like, Tiger Woods wins. He gets the ball in the hole the least amount of times.
Right.
Meryl Streep is great. She doesn't win. Like, what does that mean? It's like, oh, this performance is so good. Oh, it's so good, and you win. Like, you
Right.
can't. How do you win?
But aren't there times where a performance is just so much better than everyone else? I mean, I'm sure there are
No.
cases. No,
'Cause it's-
never?
that's a-
Is it really just completely subjective?
Of course it is.
I think so. I think you're completely right, Charlie. And I also think too that so much of it has to do with the story behind the success of the person, or the journey of the actor, or I don't know. It's
a ridiculous practice, and it would be so sweet to get an award.
yeah, it would be. It would be. I know.
It would be so great.
But I had a friend tell me she's been nominated, I think like 6 or 7 times, maybe 8, and hasn't won. But she told me, and she knew like every time she wasn't going to win. She just knew like towards like the 5th nomination, she's like, I know I'm not going to win. But she said that that every time though the names were being called, she had this like millisecond of hope. Even though she had suppressed and she had been like convinced, she had this millisecond of hope when her name was called. And I just, there's something that's kind of heartbreaking about that. Like,
well, I've done 12 years of a television series that has, not only have we been completely ignored by all those award shows, but we haven't even been invited to like attend, like we can't come out and say, and the nominees for best comedy are like, there was one year where the Emmys said, if you guys want, you can come to the technical awards, which are the ones that they don't televise, right? And you can present best stunt coordination, because the only thing that we've won is stunt or been nominated for is a stunt coordination.
Really?
And, yeah, and which is crazy, and we should have won. but so we said, all right, great, we'll do it. And they said, is DeVito available? We're like, oh, Danny actually isn't in town. They're like, all right, never mind. You can't even come to that. So fuck them. Can we swear on this?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, it feels like a party in high school that you're just never invited to.
Yeah, yeah.
So it sucks.
But do you guys get disappointed? I mean, you guys have been around for 12 seasons now, and your show has consistently been, in my opinion, one of the funniest comedies that has been on for the past 12 years. So at a certain point, do you get aggravated, or are you just like okay with the fact that the Academy isn't giving you
just become numb to it? I mean, it's just that feeling of like, it would just be fun to go to the party,
right?
Like the actual validation you get from it means nothing, but that's the part that would be fun. There's 1 second of you that every time they announce that you think, oh yeah, oh man, maybe it would be fun we could just go and we could wear a tie and.
But I think it's because it's so ahead of its curve. It's that your show is incredibly progressive.
And I think 2005 when we came out, there was almost no basic cable comedy. Mm-hmm. And then, I think by the time people really started to find the show, we were already 3, 4, even 5 seasons in. And then I think it's the kind of thing where it's like, well, you don't want to vote for something that's already 5 seasons old. It's always about like what's fresh and what's new.
Right.
I don't know that, or the show's not that good. But
no,
the show is incredible, and this
continues.
season you guys are on top of your game. The first episode was brilliant.
Oh well, I'm glad you feel that way.
This last season, yeah,
I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm still very happy with the show.
Yeah, well, you're fucking brilliant on it. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Warby Parker. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and the lofty goal of creating boutique-quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Sunglasses, with or without a prescription, start at $95 and, just like eyeglasses, are available through their home try-on program. You just choose 5 pairs and see which ones you like. I was surprised by how quickly they arrived, which presented me with the immediate problem of deciding which ones to keep. I loved all of them, so you can guess what happened. And not only can you feel good about how cool you look, you can also feel good knowing that for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need through partnerships with nonprofits like Vision Spring. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So put your FSA or HSA dollars to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/unqualified. That's warbyparker.com/unqualified. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Osea. Wondering what to gift your friends and family this holiday season? Female founded over 25 years ago by a mother and daughter team, Osea's award-winning cleansers, serums, face moisturizers, and body products give you the results you want. Skin that looks and feels amazing. I recently got to try Osea's new body butter, which, like their now famous Undaria algae body oil, transforms dry skin without being greasy, has the same incredible scent, and leaves your skin soft, smooth, and healthy looking. If my experience is any indication, you can count on your partner giving you a lot of compliments. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. Unqualified listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code ANNA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to oseamalibu.com. Use code ANNA. Do you remember when we met down at Chibo years ago?
I feel like I remember.
Oh, you don't.
We
you might
met
not
at a
remember.
reading. That we did a reading together.
I think we did a reading together, but I also really we had like a brunch together at Chibo years ago because I called my agent and because I had seen the first season and I called my agent and I was like, I really, really, really want to meet this guy Charlie Day. You don't remember this?
And we had just lunch?
Yes. We just like hung out and because there was a project. I don't even remember what the project was.
How did I not remember that?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was me?
I'm positive. I am positive because
I would remember that.
I just remember flagging you as such an incredible talent. Oh, I'm bummed.
Why did nothing ever come out of this lunch?
It really was like 2004.
Oh my God.
It was a really long time ago.
Yeah, so
because that was probably right.
Like if it was 05, probably when the show aired.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, right around there. But
what did we talk about?
We just like chatted, and I think I gave you lots of compliments. But I'm sad that you don't. Maybe we had some drinks. I don't know.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, rats.
Are you sure I'm having the hardest time.
I'm 100% positive.
No, you're probably totally right because I
don't have the best memory. But
I delete files like the second I use them.
Do you remember what we read for?
We did. Yeah, it was a Mike Judge movie that never got made.
Oh, this I don't remember.
Yeah, it was just like you were there, I was there. The kid from like the American Pie movies, whose name is
Jason Biggs.
No, the other guy that was in Election, who's so brilliant in Election.
Chris
Klein. Yeah, was in the reading and.
I wonder
Gary
if I
Cooper.
did well. I probably didn't do very well.
You did great. I remember thinking you did great. But you know what? But I think we had already met by then.
Yeah,
well,
at your brunch.
At Chibo, which I had clearly forgotten. Oh my God.
No, it's fine. I mean, listen.
I should have had you on the show or something.
I would love to.
Well, that was, I guess I went through about a good 12 years of forgetting that we met.
Well, I'm glad you're here now.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Good to see you again.
Great to see you too. So your movie Fist Fight opens February 7th.
I think it's February 17th. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did I say 7th? Sorry. 17th.
Don't get them too excited.
And it's really fucking funny. And I don't know if you feel like going into it or we can go into it later. You're probably bored about giving like the stand. What's the most common question that you've been getting on the press tour?
No, I'm right at the beginning of it. So I'm about to really go crazy with it tomorrow. So
it's going to be like, were you nervous fighting Ice Cube?
Yeah. So I haven't had them all yet. Yeah. What's it like to work with Ice Cube? Is like the question you're going to get, you know? And have you ever been in a fist fight? Probably, I'm assuming.
Have you?
Yeah.
You have?
Did you win?
I haven't really like punched many people, but I've been punched a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, I'm just like a random little wise ass kid, you know what I mean? And then eventually a big guy would be like, I'm just gonna punch this guy. And then
did that have a big impact? I mean, not besides the physical stuff, but like did you feel, because I got kind of bullied. I didn't get punched, but I think that's part of the road of my acting journey too. Like,
yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Leaving my hometown, like all those things combined.
Yeah. No, I wasn't like bullied, but it would just be like spats or whatever, like arguments. And then someone would actually punch you and then that would just end it.
What about like bar fights?
No, I think
this was more when you were younger.
Younger. Yeah. I mean, by the time I got to bars, like a fight would almost pop up, but I'd usually no, you know what? Here's a good story. So I was in a bar in Rhode Island. This was
okay. I like it.
New Year's.
All right. New England fights are the best.
And I'm hanging out with my buddy and I hear, it's like a real Irish bar. And I hear a guy, like an old guy go, nah, I think it's a chunky girl. Nah, it's a wee lad. And I'm like a fucking leprechaun. And I turn around, they're like talking about me. And he's just trying to take the piss out of me. And And he's going on. He starts calling me a long hair. He's like, "Yeah, fucking long hair."
What does that mean?
Like a hippie or something?
You had longer hair at the time?
No, my hair was the same size.
So
as
he's calling you a chunky girl,
a wee lad, and a long hair. And I said, dude, you know what? Go fuck yourself," which is my favorite thing to say to anybody.
Yeah, no, that's great.
But the next thing I know, this drunk Iron Man like had his thumb halfway down my throat with like a iron claw on my face. And someone pulled him off me, and that's how I get hit in the face a lot. And like,
I like that though. You were not taking it.
No, I never take it. And that's the problem. That's the problem because, but I don't think I've ever hit
Which one was
anybody.
the worst? Chunky girl, wee lad, or long hair?
Oh, I liked them all. I thought they were all great. Yeah, I mean,
was there
I was
any
getting a kick out
particular
of the guy.
one that like made your blood boil anymore?
I think it's more just
because they're all mildly amusing.
Yeah, no, they were great. These were great one-liners. It was just like, and fuck you.
And fuck you.
Like, you don't just like sit there and just take it.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's it. I mean, those little things,
And then you got a thumb in the mouth.
And then I got a thumb in the mouth. Yeah, that was it. But it's been a lot. That was a long time ago.
Oh,
pretty peaceful
pretty
ever
good.
since. Oh, my kid kicked me in the face the other day. So
that's good. Yeah. Was that like?
It was like a half accident.
Right.
That was like, I'm going to kick my foot at daddy.
Right.
Yeah. And then he was like, oh, that actually got his face.
I know that move.
Yeah.
I know that move.
That was
yeah,
interesting
for
move.
sure. And then it's like, but mommy, I didn't mean to.
I had to walk away and take a breath after that. I was like, I'm just
because in the
I'm going
face
to go over here and calm down.
It's jarring.
It's jarring. Yeah.
I had an ex who used to get a kick out of scaring me, like hiding behind a corner and then jumping out. And that sudden, when you get scared, there's that sudden rush of anger that you feel immediately. Like there's the millisecond of being freaked, and then there's this immediate tidal wave of extreme anger. And you're like, just fuck you. Like, why the fuck did you do that? And I never figured that out. Like, why the fuck did he want to scare me? This was probably goes back to my magician thing.
I think you're good to get out of that situation. You know what I mean? Because scaring leads to
it's weird.
Pushing leads to hitting, and eventually leads to killing. I don't know. It's a bad sign. I think if
I
had someone
sign,
who was
right?
constantly trying to scare me, I'd be like, why do you want to make me unhappy?
I dismissed it. I thought it was kind of innocuous, but looking back, I think it's a weird tendency. Like it
depends on like how he's trying to scare you too. Is it like jumping out behind walls or like forging doctor's documents? Being like, you're really sick.
I did something awful when I was first dating Chris, and he got pretty mad at me. Chris doesn't urinate very much during the day, but when he does in the morning, he pees for an extraordinarily long time.
He's like a camel.
Yeah. Yes. It's like, it's minutes long. I've had him record it before. I think we got up to like 3 minutes and 42 seconds.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
You're exaggerating.
I'm not. I swear to God, Sim.
This might be the key to his success.
Shocking.
He does not waste time urinating during the day.
But one time when we were first dating and, we're sleeping, we're spending the night at each other's places or whatever, I woke up and I just like sat right down hard on his bladder. And I was like, good morning. And he was so mad at me. He was like, ah! I was like, yeah, I guess that was a cruel move on my part.
Yeah.
It was a little cruel, right?
Cruel.
It's a little cruel.
It requires less planning than scaring someone like that.
But I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I knew that it wasn't going to be comfortable for him.
Yeah.
And also it was high risk behavior because I could have gotten peed on.
Yeah, I was going to say, did that like unleash a
No,
lot of piss?
he was sweet enough to hold it. But he was a little annoyed with me for a minute. I had to do something.
Has Mary Elizabeth ever done anything that cruel to you? Your wife, by the way, is Mary Elizabeth Ellis.
Yeah.
The brilliant.
Yes,
the brilliant,
and
lovely, incredible. I wish she was here right now. She's out for her premiere of Santa Clarita Diet, which
wow.
Yeah, awesome.
Is that the new Netflix show with Drew Barrymore and
Timothy Oliphant?
Right.
Font, I should know that. Nicest guy on the planet. What was the question? Has she ever done anything?
Yeah.
No.
She's
You know why?
nice.
She does not handle it well. If someone did that to her, that would really piss her off. So if you can't take it, then you don't dish it.
Yeah, and I can't take it either, so it was really a foolish move on my part.
Yeah, right. Because next thing you know, he's sitting on your bladder.
Right. And then I'm
breaking
annoyed.
your rib cage.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, yeah, thank you again for being here. We're really excited about your movie. And
it's called Fist Fight.
It's called Fist Fight, February 17th. Right. And I think the country's ready for a really good comedy.
And a good old fight.
Old-fashioned
fight.
Do you find, well, okay, this is a question that's comes from my own experience with my career. I tend to get cast as dimwits and clueless and usually high anxiety people who a lot of times I have to carry the exposition or something like that. And I don't think you have that. I think you have a lot more leeway.
Yeah, it's interesting. Between my guy on Sunny and in Horrible Bosses and Fist Fight, maybe even Pacific Rim, like I don't go too far away from what might be familiar to an audience. And that's just in my sort of approach to the material, because I like to kind of start from myself and then find truth in that, as opposed to saying, all right, I have a limp and an accent.
Right.
You know, but so I don't know if that's typecasting or
well, and everyone has to service each other, you know, right. Like everyone has to service the juxtaposition of each other's characters.
You know, it's like, I don't think they ever considered me for the Ice Cube role in Fist Fight. You know what I mean? I think they're always just like, and you will be nervous and jittery.
And have a lot more dialogue.
Yeah, and have all the dialogue. And I'll take any casting I can get, though. That's the thing.
Me too.
It's like good to work.
That's not really true, is it?
Well, not anything.
Not,
you know,
no, but at this point, I mean, like, what kind of roles do you want to play now? Do you want to continue with the track you're on, which is comedy, or do you ever want to expand to drama? Or
yeah, no, of course. Like I didn't start out trying to be a comedian, but then Sunny just changed everything, and we've been doing it for so long. It just gets so dug in, and then it led to the film opportunities that are all basically comedic. I don't know. I don't think about it too much. I don't like plot it out. It's kind of step by step, but I don't know. I just like acting. To me, it's I'm not even really trying to do a comedy half the time so much as just do the best acting I can do in that moment, in that scene. But the movies are comedic. So then, like the truth of it is funny.
Exactly. Right. Like the sincerity of character. I talk a lot about that because I didn't plan on going, well, I didn't think I would have a career in Hollywood, but I certainly didn't plan on going into comedy. I didn't think anything about me was very funny. And I ended up, doing Scary Movie, and then and then now I'm sort of known for comedy. And for a while, I was always grateful to have a career, but I resented the idea that I felt like I couldn't even get an audition or considered for more dramatic things. Now I'm really grateful that I'm in comedy, because for a number of reasons, I think it's brought me a lot of personal joy, and I think it's incredibly difficult. I enjoy the challenge of it. And I think especially for a woman, it leads to more longevity, potentially.
It is more fun to make. When it's working really well, you're cracking each other up on set, because you can't not step out of the character for a moment and see it from the audience's point of view and be amused by it. I mean, it's just fun. That can be something I'm saying, or more like certainly when we do Sunny, Glenn Howerton, who plays Dennis Reynolds, I'll get through entire scenes where I can't. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I can't even. I'm gonna have to just bite my tongue and look. I'm looking like at your chin, and I'm thinking about something else, because I'm just gonna laugh because I'm aware of it, and that's a fun way to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's more fun than like, okay, I was trying to think of my kid dying so I could get really sad in the scene.
Right.
Which I don't do, but.
Okay, so I don't know how much you know about our podcast. We do a lot of really idiotic things.
Has Caitlin Olsen told you anything?
She told me She tells me nothing.
She tells you nothing.
No.
She was on a few weeks ago. We just had a great time. Okay, so this is a segment called How Would You Proceed?
All right, here we go.
Okay, I'm going to present a scenario. Yep, good job there. There's more where that came from.
Have a sip of that.
Okay, your agent calls you.
All right.
And tells you that Robert De Niro has requested a meeting with you that very night at 7:30.
Okay.
Your agent tells you that Bob was a little vague on the details about the project, but he says, "Man, you really got to go. When Bobby calls, you got to go."
Right.
So when you arrive, you see that the plate that his house, his beautiful mansion up on Mulholland it's kind of crowded. There's quite a few people around.
Okay.
Like maybe around 50 people. But Bobby comes right up to you. He's like, hey, man, thanks so much for coming. So great to meet you. Mm-hmm. We got a lot to talk about. You kind of start to notice at this point that there's some catering tables set up, and it's dawning on you that he's throwing a dinner party. He's a little short-handed and asks you if you wouldn't mind carrying a couple of the poke tuna cones around on a platter just for a while.
I think I'd do it.
All right.
Really?
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, this is so weird. I got to do this. I've got to do this. You know what I mean? And there's another piece of me in the back of my head be like, is this a test? Like, it's like.
So you wouldn't question it. You would just say yes right away.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've carried trays of food around before in my life. I could do it again. So, I mean, I would, you know, in my mind, I'd be like, this is really bizarre. It's not like, you know, I didn't know where you're going with that, but if it was just like, all right, take your pants off and there's a, you know, circle of guys here, like, then I'm out. But if it's just like, yeah, because I might take that poke tuna over to like Harvey Keitel or something and then get into a conversation with him. That'll be interesting. And
Harvey's not there.
Harvey ain't there. It's just his hotel buddies or whoever.
Yeah, it's like, so, yeah, exactly.
I'd still do it.
All right.
Well, let me ask you this though: when you take the trays, are you going to go around and introduce yourself and be like, "Hey, what's going on? And I'm Charlie Day," or are you just going to go around like a waiter and not say a word?
I don't think I'm going to say a word.
You're not going to say a word. No. If someone recognizes you, then you'll talk.
If someone recognizes me, then I'll just say, I don't know. My agent called me, and I'm here serving tuna, and it's as strange to me as it might be to you in this moment. I don't know where this is leading, but I would definitely do it.
Would you push them hard? Would you be like, man, these are really good. You got to try one. Like, let's say, you know at the party.
No, I wouldn't oversell because, you know, you don't want that guy walking around, you know.
Would you sneak a couple?
Yeah, no, I absolutely, because what's he going to do, fire me? Like, I'm not joking. I would absolutely do it.
All right. I like it.
And it would be so bizarre. And then after it was over, I would go up to him and I would say, so how much are you paying me?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And I think you'd just say, man, this is volunteer work. You know, we're trying to raise money for a new restaurant. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. You did a great job.
Yes, I had to have the best talk show story.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would be 100% worth it. And then if I really realized that at the end of the day, that it was just like, wow, he really just wanted people just like, this is not a test. It's not going anywhere. I'd probably steal something.
What would you steal?
I don't know, like an ashtray or something.
Okay.
Something innocuous.
Like a tchotchke?
Yeah, just a little. Just a little
tchotchke.
Just a little something to remember the experience.
What if he has like an
maybe
exact
even just the serving
replica
tray.
of, what was it, Laura's collection of the glass menagerie? I don't know why I thought that from Tennessee, but you know how she has all the glass figurine. Anyway, what am I talking about?
Yeah, the glass menagerie.
Yeah.
You went down a glass menagerie.
Yeah.
I was with you.
All right. Well, yeah. You're on your way out. You see his glass menagerie collection.
Yeah. You know, you just replace like a little stone with a bottle cap or something. Yeah. You know, like a trade.
Right. The gravel stone you picked up outside. Okay.
That would be so bizarre and amazing if that actually happened.
Yeah. I mean, I
would call my agent and be like, why did he call you? What? Like, why not a catering company?
Okay. It's day 2. This is how would you proceed number 2? It's day 2, and you are filming The Candle Holds a Secret, directed and starring Sylvester Stallone.
Awesome.
Sly says he'd like to read with you, and he calls you into his trailer. You haven't had much interaction with him at this point. You didn't even audition with him.
I'm looking for some Sly time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you knock on his trailer door. He says, come on in, dude. Welcome aboard, whatever. It's not a trailer. It's one of those like RVs or whatever. Yeah. Nobody else is in there. So he closes the door and then he says, I'm going to need you to take off your pants and bend over.
Okay.
He explains that he's a rumpologist.
A rumpologist.
Which is a skill that he learned from his mother.
He studies the rump.
Yeah. And he wants to do a reading on you because he likes to get a good idea of who he's working with.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, okay, absolutely. Hang on 1 second. Let me pop back out of the trailer. Are you cool with that? Yeah, go ahead. And then I would go out of the trailer, and I would get to my car
and leave.
And I would leave.
You wouldn't let Sly look at your ass.
No, because where's that going? See, the catering thing.
Apparently, he really does this. He really.
No, his mom really does. His mom really is a rumpologist.
Like,
that's not. We're not making that up.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So he might,
So he's not gonna probe, but he's definitely gonna examine.
But he is qualified because his mom is.
Yeah, no, he's a certifiable
rumpologist.
I don't think I would let him do that.
Even though the candle holds a secret, is like there's already Oscar buzz on it.
We've already established how I feel about awards. So. Yeah. No,
you're out of there.
I'm gone. Yeah.
Do you tell anybody?
I tell everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I tell everyone.
Okay.
And I put a stop to this practice, ridiculous practice of studying rumps.
All right. Fair enough.
You let him do it?
I don't think I would. Yeah. God.
Why are you even questioning yourself? Why are you thinking like there's a chance you would?
No, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd be able to make that clean of an exit.
He's out of there. Like he said, he got in his car and he left. Like he quit the movie.
Like I think I would. I think I would hem and haw. Because I know me, and being in a trailer with Sylvester Stallone would be incredibly intimidated. I'd be scared in general, especially if there was no one in there. I would be freaked out. But I don't know if I could just make a clean exit like that. Like I might say something like, you know what? This is really uncomfortable. I'm on my cycle right now. Or so. I don't know what. I think I would hem and haw about it. Also, I wear granny panties, which.
Right. I mean, you'd be embarrassed he'd see those.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Or I mean, I'd be embarrassed him looking at my asshole.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what a rumpologist does. Did they actually examine the asshole?
But that's what we remember when we investigated this yesterday. Apparently, they.
So that's what Sylvester Stallone's mom really does.
That's what I heard.
To who?
And what can you
who
tell?
Is like, excuse me, can you?
What can you tell?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to. It's like reading a palm, right? That's what they're saying. Like it's like
yeah, but
I can tell you have uncomfortable time sitting on hard surfaces because there's tons of hemorrhoids in here. Let's see, what else can I tell?
And yeah, exactly.
I can tell you don't wipe properly. I've learned that. Like, what can you possibly tell?
Right. What can you possibly tell? I don't know.
Yeah, that would not be a practice that I would want to go into either.
No rumpologist for you.
No, I could
even if you were desperately needed in Syria.
Wait, okay, so rumpologist, yes. I'm looking at this right now. It says the crack of your behind corresponds to the division of the two hemispheres of the brain, according to a blind German clairvoyant and rumpologist, Ulf Beck.
According to a man who can't see your butt.
Corresponds to like the left and right. I mean, which I don't believe in the left and right brain, but is that what it's?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be the correlation?
This is the left and right ass theory.
Okay, and so here we go. Jackie Stallone will perform buttock readings using emailed digital photographs and has claimed to predict the outcome of the presidential elections and Oscar awards by reading the bottoms of her two pet Doberman pinschers.
Did she break it to her son beforehand that he wasn't going to win?
Wait, there's so much going on with this. She's reading the dog's butts?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't even know where to begin with this.
Doberman pincher, and those are like big
aggressive dogs.
Yeah.
Aggressive dogs.
I don't.
This is all true. I mean, we're not making this up. This is all true.
Oh, come on! This is just Wikipedia.
I mean, it had to be
Wikipedia. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
No, I think that he has gone on record as saying that his mom is a rumpologist. But anyway, we'll get into that later.
Stick to that story for now.
I like it.
Until we get it.
I like that it's a thing. I'm really happy it's a thing.
But it's a thing you wouldn't want to do. I mean, have done to you.
No.
Have you ever had your palm read?
Yeah.
And what about like tarot? Like, are you into that kind of thing? Tarot?
No.
It's like
I'm pretty cynical.
Me too.
I feel like I like to say I feel like I have a very healthy sense of causality.
Yeah, I like that
because I think like the odds are you're going to get one of these things. And also, by the way, I'm also like all the explanations could mean anything.
I've talked about this on the podcast before, that when I was going through my really angry college phase, which lasted for a long time, high school, college, middle school, high school, anyway, for a very long time, that I would do like this party trick where I would have people draw a card from a deck of cards, and it would be like whatever, 8 of spades, and I would say, you're a really creative person. There are things though that are like that there are the obstacles that you've put up for yourself that are preventing you from achieving your dream. I know that you have some issues with your parents. I want to say your mom, and people would be, they want to hear what they want to hear, and I would I was just pulling shit out of my. I mean, who isn't creative? Who doesn't have obstacles in their way?
Absolutely. You're feeling a lot of happiness at times, but also there's the potential for sadness.
Right.
Somewhere in there lies the truth for you.
Yeah.
You have to work on your connections with other people, but not so much that you only spend time.
You're an individual.
But you like to be alone.
Right. Yeah, but having said all that, I'm not into astrology. I don't really believe in it and stuff, but I do sometimes think it's fun to I don't know.
Oh, I think all of it's fun. And by the way, if you find sort of peace through it, or you find your own happiness, then who's to say that for you, that's not the working sort of methodology of how to deal with your stuff.
I do remember though, moving to LA, it being jarring to me from Seattle, which is I feel like the birthplace of a lot of cynicism, that it was jarring to me how many people seem to be finding solutions in everything, in any new fad. I've got this figured out now because now I do this.
There's a lot of that out here.
Yeah. And I remember that being kind of jarring, that every few months somebody had a new answer to that a key to happiness or something.
I think a little bit of healthy cynicism is good there.
Yeah.
But maybe not so much so that you don't try any new stuff.
Yeah, it's true. That's the trap I fell into. I don't try anything new. So I don't know. And it hasn't really helped me.
No, me neither. Yeah. But I know I wouldn't let Stallone look at my ass.
Okay. So now it's Thursday. You're shooting It's Always Sunny. Do you start on Mondays, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Thursday. It's lunch break, right? You're in your trailer or dressing room. What do you have? A trailer?
Depends on if we're on location.
Okay, you're on location.
Okay, we're on location. I'm in the trailer.
I kind of want you in a trailer, but for this scenario,
I'm in a trailer.
Okay, for this scenario, you just have to imagine that the bar is on location, which I'm sure it's not.
It works.
Okay,
we can work it out.
Okay, so you're eating lunch.
Mm-hmm.
There's a knock on your trailer door. There's a cute brunette standing there smiling at you.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be her.
Okay.
Hey.
Am I single? Is this long we're
no,
imagining
this is
things?
you.
Okay, this is me.
This is you.
All right.
This is you.
Changes.
We're gonna get to some
we will get to that in a second.
We'll get to some single stuff in a second.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie.
Hi. Hey.
Hey, I'm Tash.
Oh, right. Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah. I'm bar patron number 3.
Yes.
Yeah,
you're doing
but
a great job.
Thank
by the
you.
way.
Well, I know we haven't actually rehearsed or done the scene yet.
Yes.
But I was just telling one of the producers that I think I should have a name. I'm thinking like Raquel. I know it's your lunch,
mm-hmm.
but I was just hoping that maybe you could give me some advice on my line. Or we could maybe run my line together or something like that.
Okay. I'm sorry. Which line is it?
My line is whiskey diet, please. But I had some thoughts because I just want to really be present in the scene, you know?
Yeah.
So do you mind if I come in really quickly?
Oh, yeah. No. Okay.
It's cool. If it's I don't want to take too much of your time. But okay, so here's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So I know you say something like, "Can I get you another?" Like, or like, what
do you want another beer?
Yeah, a whiskey diet is Raquel's drink.
Right. Okay.
So
I gotta check that script because
it's scripted.
I think you added that, but
it's scripted whiskey diet, please.
Uh-huh.
But I'm thinking I should say something like, I think I'll partake in another whiskey diet with a slice of lime. And then I'll kind of like do something seductive. They put me in, I think my wardrobe is something really gross, but I brought my own.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to kind of like bend over and sort of like show you my tits.
Great.
And I'm just wondering, because I feel like my character could expand into more of like a regular, like, because I feel
tricky.
like Raquel just
like
moved into the
stuff.
area.
Right.
And so she's going to be at the bar a lot.
Yeah, it's you never know, okay. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Like, if you have a different wardrobe thing that you want to do,
is it okay if it's just
there,
under my coat? Because I feel like you're kind of in charge here. I know that other people will say they are, but I feel like you really are. Like, you really have like this.
I got a lot of say.
Yeah. and then I'm thinking, so I'm gonna lean down, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I think you should look at me and you should be like, "Oh man, what a rack!" And I'll be like, "Oh my god, I didn't mean to expose that much of me."
All right, that's a great idea. I'll tell you what, we can try one that way, and we'll get one the scripted way, and then we'll try one your way.
It's so cool you guys are so open to that, because I was told earlier that I shouldn't really add a lot.
We tried things different ways.
Okay.
You know what though? I have a couple phone calls I need to make, and the lunch break is getting over.
Oh, okay.
Really,
I know. What are you eating for lunch?
Oh yeah.
What are you eating?
All the
are
catering.
you on like a special diet?
Did you see the truck down there? The catering truck down there?
But I am on a crazy diet myself.
Wow. I'm sure.
But what do you eat for lunch?
Just
because you look really good.
Oh man, thanks so much.
This show is so funny.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so like I have to tell you, like, this is my dream. Who are you calling?
I am calling.
Do you have an agent? Because I need to change my. Oh, your wife. That's so sweet.
Yeah,
oh my god,
that's
so sweet. How long have you guys been married?
A long time. I gotta go. Good to see you.
Oh my god, but wait. Just one last question. Okay, so when we do get on stage,
wait. Do you want to come in the trailer and have sex?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, come on.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't picking up on any of those signals. Yeah, let's just get this done.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be the only way to get you to stop talking.
Oh my god, no. I love to talk during sex.
All right, then never mind. I gotta go. And then I lock the door.
Has that ever happened to you? Anything like that?
No,
Not
thank
even
God.
close? No?
Thank God.
Extras, or do they ever come up to you and they?
People are flirty or smiley, but people always. And I am not like I run. From every now and then you're like, all right, that girl's looking for some attention, but not that. That was crazy.
Yeah. Tash is a little crazy. We've used her before a couple times. Yeah, she's a little crazy.
She's a little too crazy to sleep with.
But you were very kind. Some of our
guests.
No,
that's my problem. Is like
some of our guests have like shut her down.
I think he shut you down.
You did.
I did, but it took some time. But like. That's my problem too, because people see the weakness in me, and they'll be like, "Oh, he'll talk to me," and I will, like I won't just be a dick to somebody.
I'm the same way.
And then there comes a point in time where you're like, "Oh, I cannot be talking to this person. It's got to stop."
Then there's hey, we should exchange numbers.
Oh yeah.
And I'm the kind of person who's like, "Here's my number."
I've done that a few times where I just really regretted it.
Yeah.
You get text messages afterwards.
Yeah, I just don't respond.
Yeah, me too.
But hopefully they'll think they wrote it down wrong.
What do you think? 5-minute break.
5-minute break.
Calls?
Okay.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by State Farm, and in honor of their surprisingly great auto insurance rates, I'm going to tell you about a particularly surprising day on set. It takes me a long time to read a script. For almost every line of dialogue, I will stop to figure out why my character would say it, how it fits in the conversation, and how it's going to come out of my mouth. Between the lines, there are larger chunks of text which describe everything else happening in the scene. Maybe what a room looks like, what characters are wearing, and what they're doing. As I often underestimate how long everything in my life takes, I know I can make up some time by reading those larger chunks a little faster. I got the script for Overboard about 6 months before we started production. I read it in my warm living room, wearing comfortably warm clothes, sipping from a warm mug of tea. Somehow, it never occurred to me that when you jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean, the water is surprisingly cold. And it doesn't get any warmer on take 2. Here at Unqualified, we love State Farm because they provide coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by ZocDoc. Who gets excited about trying a new restaurant that has 2 out of 5 stars? When it comes to finding healthcare, don't ratings matter even more? ZocDoc is a free app where you can compare doctors, read reviews from real patients, and even make same-day appointments. When I finally called to reschedule my dentist appointment, I was told that my dentist had been retired for nearly 3 years. In my defense, parking was a nightmare. Through ZocDoc, I found a new dentist who had great reviews, took my insurance, and whose office was actually within walking distance. I was also able to book an appointment instantly without talking to a receptionist who made me feel guilty about not having my teeth cleaned for 3 years. My new dentist didn't make me feel guilty either, and only suggested I floss a little more often. Whether you need a primary care physician, dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, eye doctor, or other specialist, ZocDoc makes healthcare easy. Now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to ZocDoc.com/unqualified and download the ZocDoc app. Sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor who might be available as soon as today. That's ZocDoc.com/unqualified.
You guys are in a working actor relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing because you both understand each other's like dreams and goals.
Yeah.
And you understand the sacrifice that it has. But I mean, I know how hard it is to like manage long distance relationships and like all the other stuff.
We just make an effort to make sure that the kid and the relationship is more important than the other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so this last job, the reason we all came together was because it just timed out where she was off for a little bit, and it was like, all right, well then we'll do it. We'll all go together, and we'll do it. And that happened. Mary Elizabeth did a movie called Masterminds, which got like kind of buried because Relativity went under, but it was like,
it's with Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, Galifianakis and wig, and it was a funny movie. And that just happened. Like, she got that when I'd finished Sunny, so I went, and
oh, that's great.
Yeah, and which I loved. It was the greatest. So try to do that. Try to work in town as much as I can.
Yeah,
and
that's what's nice about the shows.
That's what's great about the shows.
Yeah,
yeah. It's a big part of the reason why I keep doing it, which is like, I'm here. I get to see my kid.
Yeah, I
get to go be funny, and I get to. The people still love the show, and then nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm about to have to leave again. Then I have to go to China to finish the movie, and I'm real worried about leaving the kiddo.
Yeah.
My wife, she can handle it.
Yeah.
We can handle it.
Yeah, because they're at that. At least Jack is at that age now where when he was younger, it was easier. It was harder to travel with him, but it was easier because he wasn't fully aware of the idea, because Chris and Jack are really, really close, and he wasn't fully aware of the idea, but he wasn't fully aware of the idea of him being gone, but now he is.
Yeah, I'm going through that too. There's a daddy and son thing, and it's tough. I even feel like today, and like he was passed out in the car, and I carried him in, put him in his bed, and he woke up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm home," and then we ran around for like 5 minutes, and I had to go do a press thing and another press thing.
Yeah.
I feel bad. It's like, oh, you're back in your home, and I'm gone.
I know.
But whatever. That's
he'll
live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or he won't, and that's fine.
Wonderful. Thought for the day.
Right.
Okay, so Sam,
yeah, we're ready
let's
to call some
yeah.
people. We're gonna call Shelby first, and Shelby is. Where is she? Oh, she's in LA. She's here in LA, and she's 25.
Hello?
Hey, Shelby.
Hi.
Hi, it's Sim, and I'm going to introduce you to Anna right now.
Hi, Shelby.
Anna! Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And we're here with Charlie Day.
Hi, Shelby.
Oh my gosh. Charlie Day, hi.
How you doing?
He's, of course, known for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's got a new movie coming out February 17th called Fist Fight that's hysterical.
With Ice Cube.
With Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm. So you should go.
But thank you for submitting a question, and thanks for being on our podcast. And I don't know what your what the deal, because I'm always kept in the dark, which is sort of by choice, so Charlie doesn't feel alone.
Yeah, I know nothing.
So Shelby, tell us about this predicament that you're in right now.
So a couple months ago, I was working on set of this really low budget TV show as a stand-in, where I met this guy who was part of the crew, and he was head of the grip department. And we hit it off right away, and he really liked me. We hung out on set all the time. He would buy me lunch. Every time I was on a break, he'd hang out with me, and he would ask me out. And he wasn't really my type, but he was just so persistent in asking me out that I just kind of said yes. And this had been going on for about a month. So we make a date for the weekend, and then a couple days before our date, I decide to look him up on Instagram because I never even thought to do that. I go on his Instagram, and I notice something weird about his pictures, and I see that he's married with 3 kids, and his wife is pregnant with their 4th child.
Oh, boy.
And I was just really confused and upset because we seemed really close, and he was just so excited about our date. And I thought, like, did I misread this? Like, was this like weird flirting? So when I go back to work the next day, I asked one of the other crew members who worked under him, who also became kind of my friend. I was like, hey, did you know that he was married? And he's like, yeah, he told us not to tell you because he really wants to sleep with you and didn't want like his chances being ruined of that happening. And I was like, oh my God. But I didn't want to rat my friend out for saying that because that's kind of his boss. And I didn't want to make work weird. I canceled our date saying I was just busy. And for the whole rest of the next month, he kept asking me out, and he was getting more and more upset about it that I wasn't giving him an answer. And I finally just said, I don't think it's a good idea because you're married. And he got really quiet. And he just said, oh, yeah, you heard about that, huh? We're probably going to get a divorce soon.
Oh, God.
We've been out of love for so long.
Oh, my God.
She's so spoiled. Yeah, just, gross. And I was like, oh, that's a shame that you're so unhappy in your marriage. And he was just like, yeah, but just because I'm married doesn't mean that we can't, be together or do stuff. Still, I was making a joke out of it. Like, no, I can't date a married person. I'm sorry. Work ended and we went our separate ways. And I thought that was the end of it. But then he kept texting me. And it was like, hey, are you still single? Do you want to go out sometime? And I would still, answer no.
Funny that he was asking you if you're single.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, I don't want to date anyone married.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what really got me, which is why I sent in my question, was during Christmas time, he sent, a Merry Christmas text to me. And then again, he said, hey, are you seeing anyone? Do you want to go out for that date again? I said no. And I went on his wife's Instagram page and I saw that she, took a Christmas photo with her family and he was sitting right there with her. And he probably sent that text to me that same time. And she's pregnant, like she's still pregnant now. And I just feel this really strong need to tell her that I don't know what to do. So I was wondering if you could give me advice.
This is a tough one. I know, Anna. This is a really tough one.
This is a really
I feel like I have a clear thinking on this.
Yeah,
really?
good.
All right, Charlie.
Here's what I would do. I would say I would tell this lovely man, seems like a real winner. If I were you, I would say, look, if you ask me on a date one more time, I'm going to tell your wife. And then you're off the hook. But I wouldn't get in the middle of all that.
Yeah, I wouldn't get in the middle of it either. And I think you can say, I'm hesitant about the threat. I think that it could be simpler than that. I live my life with a different moral code. And I don't appreciate you texting me and asking me out when you're married. And I don't know.
I knew you were going to say that, Anna. And, Shelby and I talked the other day. And Shelby, tell us about your dad and why you feel so strongly about potentially confronting the woman.
I didn't really want to go out with this guy because he really just reminded me of like a younger version of my dad. And my dad had cheated on my mom a couple years ago. And there's like a lot of parallels with this relationship. Like, my dad is born on the same day as this guy. He has 4 daughters. I'm the oldest of 4 girls. And they both work in film production. And my dad had cheated before, but never told my mom. He just revealed that to her later. And it's just, my mom really wishes that someone would have told her a long time ago that this was going on. And I just feel like this is like a sign from
Shelby,
the universe. This is too perfect.
This is not your place. Now,
if you were closer to the family, potentially.
A couple things here. I feel like I gotta just protect you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, first of all, look, this woman's if she's pregnant, and that's an incredible amount of stress on a woman, and like you would be doing her a great disservice of putting her through this right now. And since this man has not slept with you and he's only been a creep and he hasn't crossed that line,
or you haven't crossed that line.
Secondly, look, people are nuts, and like you could get shot. Like this woman could be like, I'm so serious.
Yes,
like this woman could be like,
it's a bad place to be.
Yeah, you might think you're helping her, and she might be like, F you,
crazy.
Bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
So I would keep this between you and the guy.
But I would just simply say, please don't text me anymore.
Yeah. I think you just have to stop that.
But like without being anything, without saying anything dramatic or like, I think it just can be as simple as please don't text me anymore. Because also,
and I have.
Good, yeah, and I think
and he's slowed down, but still every once in a while I'll be like, hey, how are you?
I think, and then maybe you say like, I don't, please don't make me send this text again, but I can't have you texting me anymore. Because you know what? As soon as she suspects something, if she doesn't already, because you're not the first, you won't be the last, she's going to go through his phone. You're going to get a weird phone call in the middle of the night. Like, who the fuck are you?
Oh, God.
And
don't open this can of worms.
Yeah, I think that you have to just reiterate, like for my own personal hassle, I don't want to have to change your number. But if you text me again, that's what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah.
And because, especially in our industry, I mean, we see it all the time, like because of the long hours and like there's a lot of infidelity in our industry, in everywhere, but in our industry a lot mostly because of the long hours and because it can be very insulating work. You kind of feel like everyone's overworked and exhausted and exposed to new people, especially young, attractive people. So I guarantee that you're not the only one and you won't be the last. But like Charlie said, out of protection for yourself.
Yeah, because you haven't done anything wrong here. Like this guy is just
exactly
creeping on
the
you,
right thing,
right? And so you're not even involved in their whole
and don't feel guilty
about
checking out the Instagram page. That's not stalking. That's
yeah. What I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and
that's doing your homework.
And I would even be a little careful of this friend who is like, I didn't want to tell you because he wanted to fuck you. What kind of friend is that?
Don't answer his text. Say something like, just don't do this to me anymore.
Yeah.
Just, you're 25, you got a wonderful life to live. Don't get caught in someone else's weird crap. Just,
you're right.
Yeah. And you know what? The sad thing is she's probably going to find out from somebody else with somebody else. You know what I mean? Down the road.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And look, he's not your father.
Yeah.
He's just some creep.
Yeah.
And, if you need to work on that stuff, you should talk to some, not some actors,
Yeah.
but talk to someone and work that out, and so you don't carry that into your future relationships.
But I totally understand your desire for her to know, but I just think you're going to be the villain in this, and it will, like Charlie said, especially if she's pregnant, it's going to be incredibly stressful for her, and I do think that if he continues this behavior, it's gonna come out in the wash, and it'll be horrible for her, and potentially horrible for him. But yeah, he's a creep. But I gotta hand it to you for not caving into any kind of temptation, because people do, and good for you for not.
Yeah, good for you.
I think you were really strong about this. But yeah, I think it's only disastrous for you without, like I said earlier, it would be really different if you were really close with the family, with her and him, then that's a whole different conversation. And I don't know what the right answer for that would be either. But for you not knowing her and everything, and because she could very well draw her own conclusions, so you did fuck my husband, or what I mean.
It could be potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
And look, at the end of the day, all we have is our ability to kind of look in the mirror and look at ourselves and either say, I'm happy with who I am. I'm not out there. I don't hurt anyone. I'm not hurting people. Or if I have, I have remorse for it, or whatever it is. And right now, you're in a good place here.
And what an idiot to think that you wouldn't go on his Insta. What an idiot.
What was he thinking?
But you know what? And not just her.
I don't know.
You could bring on his rage, and you got to work with this guy. So all of a sudden, he's not allowed to see his children anymore. He's looking at you like that's your fault, although it's not your fault. So just
luckily you don't have to
just run away.
Yeah.
Just get away.
But I would definitely say, please don't text me anymore.
The next time that he texts her, she should immediately write, "Don't text me anymore."
Yeah. And then if he does again, say, I really don't want to have to change my phone number out of my out of my own personal convenience. That's a big hassle for me. But if you continue to text me, I'm going to have to. And please don't make me do that. Don't text me again.
And the next time a guy's hitting on you that you think is not your type, go with your instincts, because I think you have good instincts.
I know.
You might have been picking up on the fact that he was
because then at least but just to go back to the texting, at least then there's a text trail that you've left if his wife does go through his phone.
Yeah.
Good point.
Right.
Very good point.
And you have a solid argument, I didn't do anything. And if it ever comes to a dramatic place, but you can clear yourself of and be very much the innocent party member, as opposed to saying Merry Christmas to you too, Happy New Year, whatever. Don't do any of that, of course. This guy's a creep, and he's going to be creeping for a long time.
Yeah, go find a nice guy.
They're a little hard to find in LA, but they are out there.
No, they're out there.
Hey, Shelby, this advice seems pretty obvious. Are you good with this?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And I love it that you kind of already knew what to do. And I'm sorry that stuff happened with your dad.
Yeah.
But this woman will probably find out, and it's going to be horrible. But I don't think it should come from you.
Or you know what? Maybe she'll come close to finding out, and maybe something will freak him out, and he'll stop. And
maybe
they'll work it out, and the kids will be happy, and the family will be tighter.
Yeah.
But that's not your job.
Yeah.
Just don't put yourself in the middle of that.
Yeah. And I guess also to the larger picture, be careful on film sets for predators.
Yeah.
Because
there's some creeps out there.
Yeah. Don't you think, especially on film sets? Yeah. I think
so. Yeah.
It's an environment where there's a lot of dudes, and in the actress capacity, you can be easy targets, and so just keep your eye out for that. They all.
Yeah, and the fact that this guy's not getting a hit, no means no, and you've already told him no. This is a bad dude. I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
I don't like this dude.
Shelby, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Man, poor Shelby.
Yeah. I know, but I'm.
But she really, when I talked to her on the phone, she really felt like she wanted to tell.
Of course, because
that's why I wanted her on because I knew, especially Anna, I knew what you were going to say. So she needed to hear it because I agree with you completely.
But you know, a 25-year-old girl who doesn't have kids and never been married.
Yep.
You can't really understand the weight of all that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be breaking that stuff up, especially like maybe you can be breaking it up if you guys if you're pregnant with his baby and it's a whole fucking thing.
And I'm telling you, she's gonna look through his phone, and that's why she has to guard herself.
But she's been turning him down the whole time. Like,
no, I know, but in a very no.
I'm saying, but I'm saying, why would she ever? She just shouldn't, you know.
Yeah, right. But no, you know what I'm saying. No, even casual. I don't know if she got into. Yeah. No casual like Happy New Year.
Nope, nothing at all. Yeah, done. All right, so we have one more call, and we're gonna call Katie right now. She's in Seattle, Anna, your hometown.
Hometown girl.
And she's 27.
Hello.
Hey, Katie. It's Sim.
Hi, Sim.
Anna, say hi to Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Great. How are you guys?
Good. You're here with Charlie Day.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Charlie.
How are you?
I'm super excited for this call.
Thank you so much for submitting a question and for agreeing to be on this insane podcast. But you're up in Seattle. Is it rainy?
I am. It's actually it was a beautiful, clear day in Seattle. It was gorgeous. One of those days where you just want to be outside, but it's been great up here. Not the typical drizzle.
Oh, that's nice. There's nothing like a beautiful day in Seattle. It's magical. Have you spent any time up there?
I have spent time in Seattle. I love Seattle. It's a beautiful
city. It's a great city.
Katie, tell us about this guy you met on the Bumble dating app. Charlie, are you familiar with Bumble?
No, I am not.
Well, I
just got on Instagram.
You know what Tinder is, right?
I do know what Tinder is.
But on Bumble, the women have all the control. So if you match up with a woman, the woman gets to make the first move, and she gets to decide whether or not she wants to text the guy.
Cool.
Yep, that's all you need to know. Anyways, she met this guy on Bumble, and tell us about this guy and what's going on.
Okay, so I met this guy on Bumble. We started chatting at the end of November. We've been dating for a couple months now. He was actually out of town for most of January, which he told me in December.
For work?
For traveling for fun.
Oh, okay.
Teleskiing and traveling and having a great time.
That sounds like a Seattle guy.
Yeah. He's like a badass outdoor Seattle guy, which I love.
Yeah, I do too.
Before he left, he asked me, will you be dating anyone when I'm gone? And I told him hey, I deleted my profile. Which at the time I thought I had, but I'm an idiot. And 2 weeks later I realized I hadn't, and so I deleted it then. And I assumed he would follow suit. There were lots of signs that we were exclusive. It was very implied. But last weekend I was super bored, and I actually re-downloaded Bumble just for 10 minutes to swipe left on everyone. And then I was just going to delete it. It was just a boring thing to do. But his profile popped up, and it showed that he was active recently when I dropped him off at SeaTac, which kind of hurt because
first of all, you gave him a ride to the airport. That's really nice.
Yeah. So now I kind of want to talk to him about it because he showed me where his spare key is. He talks about future plans. It seems very much like we're exclusive, but he's obviously been using the dating app. And I'm hoping you can help me come up with a way to talk about it where I don't sound like I'm crazy for being on that app and creeping myself, because I wasn't intending to. But
how long have you guys been dating? I'm sorry.
About 2 months.
Oh, 2 months.
And he was gone for part of that time.
Yeah, he's been gone about half the time. We've been on a total of 11 dates.
And okay, and then he came back, and now he's gone again because you dropped him off at SeaTac.
Yes.
Off once again, sort of doing his mountain climbing, whatever business.
He actually got back Monday. He was gone, but he got back on Monday. So I saw him Monday, and I didn't bring it up then because it was his first day back. And everything went well.
You're worried that his app is still open, and then he continuing to swipe.
Yes, correct.
But you're also worried about how to bring that up to him because you
don't want to seem
where
are we?
Right. You don't want to seem like you're pressuring him, but you're also worried about it because you don't want him to say, well, why did you start yours again?
Well, she has a valid excuse, though. I think she can be. I mean, listen, I've noticed a few things in especially with younger dating, especially with internet dating. Do people call it that? I don't know.
Yeah, online dating.
Yeah, online dating.
I mean, apps, I guess, are considered online.
But part of the trend I've noticed, especially with doing the podcast, is this is this big trend of not defining what a relationship is. And like sort of this, and I don't know if whether it comes from a desire to leave doors open or if it comes from like being scared of being really honest, or if it comes from a place of like a person, usually a dude, not to gender stereotype, but being like, well, why do we have to define anything? So they can, whatever, do their thing. And from a women's perspective, oftentimes it's like, well, I don't want to come across as clingy, or that, I'm pressuring him to be in a relationship or to be exclusive when maybe he's not ready. Will that drive him away? That's sort of some of the stuff that we've noticed, I think, doing the podcast. But I think in your case, do you think his action was retaliatory? Or do you think
he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know that she had the app.
Oh, he wouldn't know.
She went on for fun right?
No. But before, she said, "Are you still going to be on Bumble? Are you going to delete your profile?"
Right,
and
right.
she said yes, but then she didn't for a couple weeks.
Right. She forgot to.
Right. So can he know? He knows that.
He would know that. So maybe he saw you that you were. Maybe he saw that you were still on the app.
Was it a retaliatory thing that if he's like, well, if she's not going to delete it, then I'm not going to delete mine.
And maybe he just kind of kept it inside and decided not to bring it up. That why are you still on the app?
Or exactly.
I mean, I would be a little forgiving with each other at this point.
I think so too.
You're super young. You've only been dating 2 months.
But I would be honest.
I would definitely be honest. To go on an app for fun where you look at people who are potential dates is an interesting and telling thing, but it's okay. Like, I've been with my wife for 15 years. I look and I'm attracted to women all the time. That's all right. That's a human thing. But you just got to be honest. Like, if you really want to have a real relationship with him, and if you're someone who wants to be in a long relationship, then honesty is all you're ever going to have.
Yeah.
But how does she bring it up though? Because she's going to say that I was still on the app, and then she's going to have to say that.
That's okay. Then be honest. Just be like, look, I got on there. I don't know why. I just did. I had the urge to, and I saw you on there. And can we talk about it?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think what Charlie said is exactly right. I was bored. And truthfully, it kind of, and I saw your profile was still up, and I just want to talk about, would you like us to be exclusive? What are your feelings? Do you want to go out on other dates? I would like to know. I'm not going to judge you either way. I just, I want to know kind of where we're standing right now.
Yeah. It's scary to be your most honest self.
It is.
But, even if sometimes your most honest self is like, hey, I don't know. I was kind of thinking about other guys and I went on this, but I like you the most,
But it's a way of her also protecting herself too, because she's going to always be wondering if they continue to see each other. Well, is he still going out with other people? And do I not know? And when I think it feels like we're exclusive at this point, but maybe we're not. Like, if he's a normal person, he's not going to overreact to this, and he's going to answer this very rationally and with a lot of reason. If he's an abnormal person, then that's a red flag.
Your ability to communicate is really all you have in a relationship.
Yeah.
And if you're the type of people that can have this happen and talk through it and both kind of grow from it, like, this is a good guy, Yeah. And if you guys can't communicate through a situation like this, then you probably never will learn.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think you have to necessarily, be as direct as saying, are we boyfriend and girlfriend?
But does she call him out on the app? Does she do that?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah, because I think that Charlie's right that
that's not going to freak him out at all.
Well,
then screw him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that because she was on the app too, obviously.
Listen,
then he can easily go back to her and say, well, you were on it as well.
Then fair enough. And then let's talk about it.
But also, listen, they're young in the relationship, but this guy is doing his own thing, right? Like, he's doing his thing. He's traveling. He's doing his adventures. And so she needs to have some degree of control of her being able to do her own thing. And if he doesn't understand that and expects her to like wait or around or while he does his life journeys and whatever he wants to do, it's putting you on hold while he has kind of his own sort of freewheeling agenda. And he might be the most awesome guy in the world, and he might be totally over the moon about you, and he just wants to do some traveling and shit like that. But I think that conversation needs to be had, and if he's a confident, rational person, I think he'll be able to completely have that with you.
The biggest red flag for me is when he said that, when he asked you if you're still on the app, and then yet he continues to be on the app.
Right, but you don't think he removed him? I don't know.
No, he was still on the app.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's
right.
weird.
Yeah,
so that's a huge red flag right there. So I don't know if I mean, you guys are giving him a lot of credit, I feel.
Yeah,
you're maybe.
Right. Yeah.
So wait, hang on. He asked you, "Are you still on the app?"
You have to walk us through this because we don't know what we have.
Walk the old people through it.
So before he left, he was like, "Are you still going to be bumbling when I'm gone?" And I was like, "Actually, I deleted my profile." And then he replied, "Well," he joked like, "the moderators kicked me off because I posted a bunch of dick pics," which was a great joke and a great way of deflecting the conversation so he didn't have to reciprocate. And I just kind of assumed once I deleted mine, he would follow suit. And I felt bad when I realized a couple weeks later I hadn't, but...
Right?
But
does it make sense now?
Yes,
you're talking social media etiquette and all this shit, and you can't ever find anything out about a person without just talking to them.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
I mean...
And you can just say, do you want to date other people?
Yeah, you said you didn't realize he didn't delete your app. Does he, maybe he doesn't know that he didn't delete his app.
So, yeah, I think you can say it in, you don't have to say it in an accusatory tone, because we don't know enough about this guy to know if he's a dick or not. But I think you can say, so are you continuing to date online? Because I want to know, because if so, I want to leave those options open for myself as well.
Now being 40 years old and looking back on my life, if there's anything that I could have done differently in any kind of relationship, or certainly when I was younger, I think I would have just been more courageous.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Me too. It's so easy for us to say it
in hindsight.
40.
So I'm very sympathetic to being, first of all, the 2 first months of any dating thing are the most intense and romantic, and it's all the emotions are raw. But if there is some courage in you, and if you believe in yourself and your ability to either be loved by this man or find someone else who will love you in the way that you want to be loved, then I would trust that courage, and I would just be honest with the guy and just say, "Look, I saw this. This is how I feel.
Yeah.
Tell me how you feel, and then we'll take it from there."
Yeah. And in your gut, do you feel like he's not ready to? Because to me, he sounds like he's just the traveling stuff alone. That's not about work. Seems to me like he's not ready to make a commitment. I don't know if I'm right about that. What does your gut say?
No, he says he just takes a big vacation every January. And right after he met me, he's like, "I feel bad that I'm going on this big trip right after I met an amazing girl." And we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah. Well, then all the more reason to kindly be honest.
I bet he really likes you, but I bet he's not totally ready to get married to you. It's that thing where it's how old's this guy?
He's 35. I'm 27.
Oh, fuck this guy.
That does actually put a different twist on it.
Wait, this does change things a little bit, doesn't
absolutely,
it?
Yeah.
It totally
thinking too young, 27-year-olds.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. I had no idea.
I mean, 35,
I just take a vacation every January. What the fuck? I want to take a vacation every fucking January.
Yeah, get a job, you bum.
Yeah, fucking get off Bumble.
No,
We've taken so many turns on this call.
I know.
But I'm just kidding. He can still be a great guy.
Can I ask you, without you having to reveal too much, what he does for a living?
Oh yeah, he works in the medical field. So I think he took some paid time off and some paid vacation.
Okay. All right. So he has a lot of stability in his job. It's not like he's working at REI teaching kids how to rock climb the rock climb wall. That's what I was imagining.
Yeah, he's like an outdoor badass, but not a ski bum, which is really hard to find. So I like that.
Just you got to believe in yourself.
And so, but the good news about him being 35 is that hopefully he's mature enough to hear this conversation.
I think so.
To respond in like a mature enough way, whether that's the news you want to hear or the news you don't want to hear, you definitely need an answer to this. Otherwise, it is going to be nagging at you all the time, and hopefully you won't do something stupid like I would have done at your age, which is just like get wasted and be like, I'm going to fuck somebody if you don't call me back right now, which I never did because I never had the courage, but I would just, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I was capable of like rational, honest conversation.
Like it's not easy to do. It takes real balls. But like, wouldn't you say that all your arguments, even your arguments to this day, are usually about the way in which you're communicating with one another? You're assuming that someone feels one way or did something with like that Chris had a certain intention by something he said or something he did. And then you guys, you'll argue over something and then you'll kind of talk it out and be like, oh, okay, actually you meant this. I'm feeling that. It's those miscommunications
yes. And I tend to harbor, like I'll hold things in for a long time.
Right.
And
then let it build up because you just haven't talked about it.
And then it turns out it's something innocuous.
Exactly. It's either one or the other. If you have the courage to just be honest with this guy, then you guys are going to talk through it and it's going to be all good. And hey, maybe you found the great non-ski bum adventurer guy who can talk through stuff. But whether a guy's an adventurer or not, whether he's a tall, strapping, handsome man or just a small, little, beautiful man like myself, it's all about communication. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just about whether or not people can talk to each other.
And if he says, I've still been on Bumble, I think then maybe you can say, and I don't know if you guys would agree with me on this. I'm a little curious because when we had a conversation about it earlier, it felt like maybe I misinterpreted you, but it felt like you were kind of asking me to potentially get off of Bumble.
That's fair.
And so I just want to know, what is this then?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'd be like, and I thought you were going to, and then a week later I saw you were still on.
Yeah. And
so
then you can explain yourself, like, you know what, I forgot, and then you were, gone, and I feel guilty, but out of boredom, I checked back in, and then I saw that you were still on it, and it made me feel really confused.
Yeah, I think confusion is the best way to go.
Yeah, because you are confused.
You are confused. That's the honest truth. You're confused.
Be honest. Just be honest.
Yeah, I'm confused about this, and but will you let us know how it goes? I feel like a lot of our listeners are going to be curious about this. Let's find out if he's a good guy or an asshole.
Yeah, let's find out. But we'll know for sure.
Yeah, and don't be scared, because I think that it'll definitely be revealing how he deals with this, and you'll get an answer one way or the other just simply by his response, whether or not if he overreacts, that means something. And if he's rational and has, a decent explanation, even if it is like, I do kind of think I want to, date other people as well. How do you feel about that? And you can say, well, I'm okay with it, or I'm not okay with it, or give me some time to think about it. I like you and I enjoy spending time with you. You know what I mean? Like,
but at least she'll know.
At least you'll know. At least you'll know, like from his response, what kind of temperament he has. So that'll be good. But yeah, Katie, it's hard. It's hard to be honest, but I think once you start doing it, it'll come easier and easier and easier.
Yeah, and the better you get at it.
Yeah, and it shows a lot of confidence in you.
Yeah, the better you'll be in. Let's say this it doesn't work out and it crumbles apart, but you've learned about yourself a lot, and you can bring that into the next thing, and you will be loved. People are going to love you. You're going to be okay.
And as women, we're constantly worried about being needy and overbearing, because there's so many movies or whatever about like, well, you better put a ring on it, or like get a ring, or like, where's it going? Where are you headed? And and those are important questions. Those are questions that I like to know too. Like, I want to know where I'm going. I want to know if I just want to know the parameters, and that's very valid. But I don't think you should feel guilty at all about the idea of pressuring him into, you know what I mean? Don't try to not let that stuff prevent you from having this conversation, I guess. Does that make any sense?
Okay.
Did I just make sense?
No, that does make sense.
It does make sense.
Katie, thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Good luck.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going out to dinner with him now. So
Oh, good.
we'll go out to dinner,
All right.
have a
You
talk.
can do
Wait, are
it,
you
Katie.
Katie? Are you going to have this conversation with them tonight?
You should.
I think you should.
Yeah, probably after dinner. Probably have this conversation.
Yeah.
Send me an
and-
email tomorrow
and
morning,
listen,
please.
Yeah,
and let me know.
Katie, it can be as gentle and innocent as you just explained it to. I mean, not, you know what I mean? It can be gentle. It doesn't have to be like, I need to talk to you.
Right.
It can be like,
Right.
hey, so there's this thing that's kind of been nagging at my brain. I also called a weird podcast about it earlier. Don't say that part.
yeah, don't tell him about the podcast, and that might stress him out.
Okay, we love you, Katie.
Thanks, Katie.
Thanks. I love you guys too. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Charlie Day, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
for
God,
being
when
here
people
tonight.
call in with their real problems,
It's pretty cool, right?
it's so like you want to just hug somebody.
I
and be
know.
like, you're gonna
I
be
know.
okay.
I know.
You're gonna be fine.
I know. We experience it a lot.
But Charlie, you're really good at giving
yeah,
advice.
you're really good.
You're one of the better advice
Yeah,
givers
for
we've
sure.
had.
Oh, you think?
Definitely.
I feel
You're
like
great.
I feel like I have a lot of stuff figured out.
You
do.
do.
I don't know if I do, but I'm like I've
You do.
been that guy.
Experience.
Yeah.
I'm been around.
Yeah. I like that. I like it that you know what you want. You want a happy marriage. You want like a happy childhood for your kid, and I love that. Like,
Yeah.
it's inspiring.
Why would I want that? Yeah, I don't know.
And thanks for. I know you must be so beat, and you're about.
No,
to
I'm good.
talk.
This is a rush. This was fun.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
All right.
You got this big press tour ahead of you now, so I know
Yeah,
you're
you got to sell the movie. It's a funny movie.
It's a funny movie. It's a great movie, and it comes out February 17th. It's called Fist Fight, and of course, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's in its 12th season now,
Yeah.
and it's on FX. And
FXX. They added an X
excuse me,
for
they
some
added the
reason,
X,
yeah.
right?
It's extra sex.
Extra sexy.
You know, it's like the most used letter in cars,
In
like
cars?
car labeling.
X
X
I didn't know that.
for the sex appeal.
for the sex appeal. I just made that up,
Did
But
you really?
I did.
I totally
believe
bought
that.
but I
too.
actually really
I
think
bet
it's
that's
true.
true.
I
I think
completely
you
bought
tapped
it.
I think
into
it's true,
something
too.
there. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done a survey,
No,
but
I think you're right.
I've definitely noticed how many cars have an X in them.
that was a stroke of
It made
genius.
sense.
Thanks,
that was
guys.
great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Nailed it.
Follow us on Unqualified and all of our social media. Oh, Charlie Day is finally on Instagram.
Finally, yeah.
Woo!
So I have 9
Oh,
followers.
you're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have a lot more now. Tell us, so are you at Charlie Day?
I'm Charlie Day official or official Charlie Day.
All right. Well, let's get you some more followers right now.
All right. I'm never
right.
going to show you pictures of my kid though.
I love you guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye bye.